Good evening, people. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. We are in the land of the living, so we are appreciative of God to let us see this evening. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. We're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over and over again since I started this show in 2020. Let somebody know that we are live on Facebook. We are live at the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show. We are live on Twitch, and we're live on X, formerly known as Twitter. So we're out here on social media somewhere. Find us. I appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe. As I state, I have some of the dopest. It's every week, twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week, that you get a chance to hear conversations that you won't hear on the normal. So tonight is no different than any other night that I have a special guest. Tonight we have this wonderful guy. Let me get into probably the shortest bio I've had since I've had this show. Nate Winn is a drummer, educator from Detroit, Michigan. He has a bachelor's degree in music from Wayne State University, a master's degree from Berklee College of Music. He has performed with various artists of different musical genres. Because of his love of music in general, he prides himself on being a versatile musician. You guys, I want y'all to stand up in y'all living room, wherever y'all are. I need you to get outside your car if you're driving. Pull over. Pull over. This is the police. Pull over, get out your car, and scream to the top of your lungs. We want to welcome to this platform the famous, the infamous, the man that keeps rhythm, Mr. Nate Winn. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I almost feel bad. You said it's the shortest bio. I could have gave you a longer one.
Nope. Because when I say short, good. I mean people give me a whole book. Like I did say. I did say short. I know I did.
I got a longer one, but no. Listen, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much. Shout out to everybody who's watching and listening.
So I also go into, before we get into the conversation, I let the person or the people know, the village know how I encountered this wonderful spirit here. So I had the privilege of supporting my big brother, Demetrius' neighbors, last weekend. And there's this gentleman, a part of this wonderful band, that was killing it.
That's right.
So, listen, afterwards, knowing me, y'all know me. I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm going to go up and I'm going to talk. I'm going to, hey, do you do podcasting? Do you mind if you can come on my show? Sure. What dates you got available? This is how this happened. Literally.
Absolutely.
After I snagged him from photo ops. young man.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to need you to step in my office.
Uh-oh.
And here we are today of having this conversation of this wonderful gifted man on them drums. Y'all see them drums in the back? Y'all see? Yeah.
Oh, my chair all in the way, but yeah, I got some.
Yeah. So
drums in the back, drums in the corner on both sides. So, yep.
That's just go show you how dedicated he is to his craft and how rich he is with, because drums ain't cheap. Okay.
What? Hey, I received that. I was gonna say no, but you know what? I'm learning to say, hey, Lord, I receive it.
Amen. So let's go back to the beginning of a Nate Winn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to childhood of how was Nate Winn growing up?
How was, you know what? I think I think I was a pretty good kid. I was fortunate to grow up in a two-parent household. I had both my mother and my father. Um, you know, shout out to my father for being that, for being an amazing husband, for being an amazing father, and my mother as well. I'm the only child, and so yeah, growing up, I was really close with cousins. I actually had um, cousins who lived next door to me, who were like my sisters, on my mother's side of the family, and then I had family who lived down the street. My dad's two of my dad's sisters and their children lived down the street, so I had both sides of my family, and with a lot of my cousins, grew up more like siblings. So even though I was the only child, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Um, Church going family. I mean, born and raised in the church, Church of God in Christ. So I'm in there. I'm in church at least 4 to 5 days a week. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because my parents, especially when they got saved, they believe in serving. Um, and so my dad was on the deacon board, my mother on the sister board, and on the weekend, on Saturday, Fridays and Saturdays, the church I grew up in used to sell barbecue dinners, and my dad was like one of the cooks, and my mother was one of the servers, putting the sides and stuff together. So church was definitely a major influence, and being in church is where I found my love for the drums. It started there. Didn't play a single note just yet, but I had to sit in the front row and watch the drummer every week. And, got to the point to where I would have my own drumsticks and I would bring him to church and watch him and air drum and try to mimic what he was doing. At the time as a kid, cassette tapes was popping, right? So of course, I'm listening to the different albums because at first, when I was born, my parents, gave their life to the Lord, so it was no secular music in the house, right? So, all the gospel greats from Detroit or wherever, the Thomas Whitfields, the Clark sisters, the Winans, I'm listening to all of those tapes. And I was just keen in on the drums, it spoke to me. And fortunately too, I had one of my older cousins. Um, he's the only child as well. He's 8 years older than me, but he's the only child as well. So I really grew up like following him around and doing whatever it was he was doing. And so he actually used to play the drums as well. And so I really started playing because he was playing, you know. And I can remember going over to his house, over my aunt's house, and sneaking downstairs in the basement to play his drums. And of course, if he catch me, he'd beat me up like I was his little brother. But I had that love, and I had that passion. And so eventually, my mom and dad got me my own little drum set at the house, and I was just banging and clanging it away. And when I broke those drums, I would take pots and pans. I would grab the butter knife, even get in trouble for that too, but grab the butter knives and beat on that. I also used to cut up hangers and make drumsticks out of the hangers, and do that. So the passion was there, you know. But on the flip side, I believe I was still one of those kids that had balance. So even though I loved to practice and practice and practice, I still went outside and played. You know, this these generation of kids nowadays, they don't know what that is. Knowing everybody on the block, knowing everybody around the corner. Let's ride our bikes to such and such house. Being outside till the streetlights came on in the summertime. That was me as a kid as well. So I feel like I had a nice balance, of my passion for drums as a kid, but also just being a kid and having fun playing basketball, street football, all of that.
That's also I'm glad you brought up the things that you brought up.
Hmm.
I nickname our fans the village.
Yeah.
I also grew up in that type of environment. Even
Yes.
though I wasn't a musician, I was a musician vocally,
Hmm.
but not actually playing an instrument. And it was that time where everybody cared about everybody.
Yes.
If you didn't have, you can go to your neighbor or go
Yeah,
across the street until everybody got their quote unquote food stamps or their check.
absolutely.
So everybody, posseed up and went to the grocery store.
Yep.
Um, it was the safe haven of making sure everyone not only had as in food, but also clothes,
Yes.
supplies, all of
Yeah.
that. We wasn't just shopping for one household. It
Yeah.
was everybody.
Absolutely.
There was me and my brother were athletes, so we stayed outside.
Yeah.
The first thing that we would get taken from us if we got in trouble was the ability to go outside.
Yep.
Now,
Same.
my sister, on the other hand, didn't like going outside, so her punishment was to go outside.
Yep.
And so one of the things I love about, God first, we have no idea sometimes that our influences as a kid influenced us to the point where we're following that path as adults.
Yeah.
The passion again started at a young age,
Hmm.
had no choice but to figure out how to become this.
Yeah.
For most of us, it started in church, just like you just stated.
Yeah.
Whether it was, singing, whether it's the musicians,
Yeah.
whether it's, acting and speech. We didn't know as adults or kids,
Yeah.
going through school levels that your speech, your Easter speeches,
Yes. 1,000%. Absolutely.
or your roles in different church plays
Yeah.
would become a pivotal thing in your life to help you get over stage fright,
Yeah.
or being able to be vocal in speeches and things of that nature. Like, I ain't afraid of no crowd or anybody because I've been doing this since I was a kid,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
If you gonna be afraid of somebody, it's gonna be my mama,
Right.
but not anybody else, because
Hmm.
hey, she already instilled in us as kids that there's nothing to be afraid of. God is with you.
Yeah.
And so carrying on to today, like being an actress, being a singer,
Hmm.
all these different things, the elements of when I was in church,
Yeah.
this is what I was doing. So it's not even second nature to me. It's something that has always been. Didn't know that years later I'll be doing it as an adult.
Wow.
Which is funny how your first passion of drums or the sounds itself
Hmm.
you saw as a little kid
Yeah.
in church.
Yeah.
So growing up
Hmm.
with the village, your cousins, quote unquote siblings,
Hmm.
and going through these levels, did you play drums in elementary?
So I did a little bit. So the elementary school I went to, um, it had a band. It had music or whatever, but it was an extracurricular activity. So the band director really only came to the school twice a week, and so
Oh, okay.
yeah, he only came twice a week, and so the first year I discovered it, I went to talk to him about wanting to be in, and it was obviously too late because we were well within the school year.
Uh-huh.
But the following year, I was able, to come in, and you know, that kind of was the start of developing my ear
Okay.
because um, he brought in music for us to play, right? But he never taught us, or at least the drummers, he never taught us how to read the music just because he kind of figured like, I'm only here 2 days a week for an hour. I already have all these other students, so trying to take the time to teach you how to read, I just don't have that kind of time. But if you listen to the songs, listen to how they go, you can learn them that way and pretty much just kind of just learn how to flow with how the music is. So that did in itself, I know somebody who's classically trained or whatever may turn their nose up to that and like, no, you should teach them how to read. Da, da, da. Absolutely, but you know, I I understood where he was coming from. And on the flip side, that kind of helped me again to develop learning the music quickly by ear, because I'm in situations where I don't, even to this day, I'm in situations where I'm not always reading music, even though I know how. I did learn, but in certain, like the kind of music I play with Demetrius or Randy Scott, whatever, that music doesn't really require reading. That music requires to learn and to interact with the musicians, because that opens up the door to elevate and to improv and to take it somewhere else. Like the song is the structure of it, but now, since you got the structure, you got the foundation of it. Now let's see where we can take that music. Now let's be free and really express, our giftings and our creativity, musically, and take it to another level. So with that, again, that helped me to develop, um, picking up on melody quick and learning hits and stuff like that, and learning the breaks and all that kind of stuff. And the crazy thing was, when I got to middle school, I wasn't in band at all. It was impossible to get in band because it filled up so quick. And basically, the ones who started early on kind of had seniority in their 3 years,
Mhm.
right? So even though in my middle school, I did start at the grade of 6, but I came in kind of late because the middle school I went to, Remus Robinson Middle School, it doesn't they changed the name of it now, but at the time it was like one of the premier middle schools in the city of Detroit, and everybody was trying to get into that school. So it was a blessing that myself and actually some of my cousins, we actually got into the school, right? But yeah, when I got there, you know, that band director, because it was a regular, um, it was a regular class, but basically, if memory serves me correct, you either had the choice of being in band or being in gym, right?
Ah,
Okay. And so even though I was trying to go for the band, like I said, all of the classes were filled. So
okay.
I had to be in gym, so I missed the opportunity of learning how to read music in middle school, because that band director was teaching the students how to teaching them how to read. But because I wasn't in band in middle school at all, I was still just playing in church. I was kind of out the loop. So me learning how to read music actually came in high school.
Ah. So Randy Page is on and he's saying, what up, though?
Ray, what's up, bro? That's my brother. I'm so grateful to him. And Demetrius, for allowing me to be a part of their journey. I have the highest respect. And what's amazing, our relationship, all of us, it has blossomed beyond the music. Like, we're brothers for real. We text like literally every day.
And
If we're
it's
not,
good because I had no idea that you knew Rodney. And I literally just had Rodney on not too long ago, just had his brother on last week. So again, I had no clue, no idea.
oh, you said
Again,
Rodney. I thought you said Randy. I'm sorry.
no, Rodney Page.
Oh, Rodney, a violinist.
Yes.
Yeah, but I know Rodney too. And let me tell you, thank you, Rodney, because I think for the past 3 or 4 years, or maybe even more, he has always made it a priority to wish me a happy birthday. He always does it the day before, but he's always the first one. What I'm saying? So thank you, Rodney. My bad, I thought you were talking about Randy. But no, shout out to Rodney, man. He's actually a good dude as well.
Yes.
Good heart,
Small,
everything.
it's literally small world. Once you get into
Yes,
these circles, like we said off camera,
yes.
you have no idea who knows who.
Hmm.
And I always state that it's important to stay humble. It's important to be nice because you have no idea where favor is going to come from.
I was just going to say, you took the word right
Yeah.
out of it. You just never know. Reputation for me it means a lot. There's a difference between not worrying about people who don't matter in your life, right? But the reputation to the people who do, you know, that means a lot to me. So yeah, you hit it right on the head.
Um, and I have noticed that most of the musicians that I had in the last 2 months are also educators as well, which
Hmm.
was, I said, what is that about? So I find it that the conversation has easily been somebody influenced them to the point of picking up the instrument, perfecting their craft to the
Hmm.
point of now I know how much I love it. I need the next generation to love it too.
Yeah.
So they go into being teachers as well
Yeah.
as is following the pattern of the people that came before them that were the influencer.
Yeah.
um, Again, we have been stating that this year, I wanted to bring people on who love what they do,
Yeah.
in showcasing in couples, showcasing in music, whatever they're doing, we want to showcase more love, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Um, the media is doing a fine job of showing us everything negative and all of this other stuff, when
Absolutely.
in all reality, we have more positive than we do negative.
Yes. Right.
Fine thing. Going back to school, I have a class in Intro to Criminal Justice.
Hmm.
And the things that I find out is very prevalent into this time of how they come up with these statistic reports, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And I said, it's all bias. It's all bias. I mean, it's from FBI to all of this is all bias.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for real, this is how they come up with this system. This is how it's crazy. So what I'm trying to say is in these moments right here, when you have a platform like this who's
Hmm.
constantly giving out positivity, believe me, it's more positivity than it is being portrayed as negative.
Hmm.
There are some things that we need to tighten up on,
Yeah.
but it's not all bad as they're making it seem to be.
Hmm.
If you notice that the majority of my people or guests have been Black men, that's
Hmm.
on purpose.
Ah. Hmm.
It's on purpose. Why? Because what do we see on the television? More negative
Yeah.
toward Black men,
Yeah.
jail, shooting up, all of this crazy stuff. When we
Absolutely.
have, I know several men who's doing it big
Yeah.
around the world, not
Yeah.
just in Michigan, but
Right.
around the world.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm going to showcase who's getting it done.
Hmm.
It's the person next door.
Yeah.
It's the person that you go to church with.
Yeah.
It's the person that's in the school system. They don't want to hear that, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
well. So we noticed that, and you said that in middle school you didn't play because the school was so big. You either played a drum, being band or
Yeah.
gym. So unfortunately, we know where you was.
Yeah.
High school,
Uh,
um, ninth grade. Was it then that you said, "Oh, I have the opportunity to take band. Now I'm about to be serious."
yeah. Actually, definitely. So when I came in, my family, we had just moved out of the city of Detroit. We had moved to suburb East Point,
Hmm.
and so my father, he told me that it was my decision in regards to high school, because to put things in context, like I say, with talking about my cousins who grew up like my siblings, we had been together in school since elementary and middle school. So when we got promoted and about to start high school, it was only typical that I would join them at the high school, right? But I wanted to give myself an opportunity to experience something new, a new environment, and to kind of be on my own, because I I didn't want to necessarily use my my cousins or siblings, or however you want to put it, as a crutch. You
Okay.
know, I wanted to learn to kind of be a little independent, you know. And so I had decided to go to the high school that was in, my suburb. Of course, they was mad at me about it, you know. Um, but yeah, I made the decision, and I don't regret that decision because in that, because for one, especially at that time, there were African Americans there, but it was a predominantly white school, right?
Okay.
So again, just a new environment, um, new atmosphere, and so I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a shot, and so I went in, and I knew I wanted to join band. Didn't know how I was going to do that because I'm new to the school. So I'm meeting the guy, my guidance counselor, and talking to him. So he kind of just he kind of just placed me in a band. Didn't talk to the band director or anything. He just kind of just automatically placed me in it like it was like I was registering for math or English, right?
Okay.
Didn't know that when it came to um, the band at that school, each band was a different level in a sense. Like this one particular orchestra was just for the freshmen.
Ah.
Then this was an orchestra for sophomores and juniors or whatever. And then there was another one who were like the elite seniors, and it was a mix of those who they were that deal, right? So he ended up placing me because he was looking at the spaces that was open. He didn't know it was that way, but he looked at the spaces that was open, and so he placed me in the band with the sophomores and juniors. That band was called Symphonic Band, right? And so I came in, and like I said, at this point, I don't know how to read music at all,
Okay.
you know. But the band director at the time, his name was Jim Rogers. He was gracious or whatever, and he told me, he's like, "Well, technically, your counselor shouldn't let you in the band, but he kept me around because for one, again, showing that passion that I had, right?
Mhm.
And at that time, it was still football season, and so with that being said, the priority was really those who were in the marching band. So because it was basically when it was football season, it was all about rehearsing the marching band music, right? So
Mhm.
those who wasn't in marching band, um, they were waiting for the fall, oh, not the fall season, but the concert band season to start.
Okay.
So basically, what would happen was each band, whatever hour they had their practice, they would go outside because they was practicing marching formations, and
Okay.
so those who wasn't in marching band would just sit on the sideline for the whole class hour. Because again, it's all about marching band, so it doesn't apply to them. I, on the other hand, didn't sit on the sideline, even though I wasn't in marching band. I was out there learning formations and marching with them, playing the drum with them. And the band director told me, he said, "Nate, you're doing a good job. I like the initiative you're showing." And I was like, "Cool, thank you." So I think because he saw that determination in me, he saw that passion, he just let me stay in. And like I say, I worked hard, and the students were cool. Like because I got along with people very well. I was a people person or whatever. And then too, I was kind of cool because they heard me play the full drum set, and they was like, "Oh man, who is this kid?" So I kind of got in. It kind of broke the ice with them. So they would kind of help me out when it came to playing different parts because we're not. This is not the jazz band. This is like this is the orchestra. So these are multiple percussion instruments, right?
Mhm.
And I couldn't really read anything, but I was just with their help. I got through. So I was excited because I got through the freshman year. Had a good year, or whatever. And so I was really excited for my sophomore year because it was like, okay, now I got the first year under my belt. I got my feet wet. I'm getting to know people, whatever. So now I'm ready for the school year. Tell me why in the summertime, all of us get a letter from the band director saying that he was leaving. He accepted a job at another high school. And when I tell you that was like a gut punch, because again, getting to know him, he was super cool, getting to know
Mhm.
everybody. And I told him, I was like, yeah, next year I would do X, Y, and Z. You know, I was ready. You know, I was going to be in jazz band, all of that. And he said he sent a letter saying that he accepted a job at another high school. And so, needless to say, everyone was hurt. And about a month and a half or two later, still during summer vacation, we get a letter from the new band director. You know, but that was the start of my life being changed through him. His name was Jim Ort. And long story short, he was a percussionist as well. So we really hit it off.
Mm-hmm.
And from my time from sophomore year to junior year to my senior year, you know, he was very, very influential. He was a father figure for sure. Because he helped me, he encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone. Matter of fact, he was responsible for me actually becoming a member of the marching band. He told me personally, he said, Nate, I want you to join the marching band. And I was like, well, my reading stuff, he said, no, I want you in it. You know, so when you have people that see potential in you and are willing to invest in you, you know what I mean? That goes a long way.
I will say this. This is going back to why it's important for the village to be here, because the village has many faces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sometimes our parents are not able to pour all that we really need, right?
Yeah.
It needs the preacher. It needs the aunties and uncles.
Yeah.
It needs the teachers. It needs everybody to be involved in this person being all that they can be.
Yeah.
And for these teachers to invest time into you, see potential. And I kept hearing while you were talking, it's favor on your life.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot to tell you I'm a minister too. Oops,
Hey.
I left that part out. Anyway, so yeah, I keep hearing favor. Even in those moments when you don't think you deserve, or you don't think that you can match up with this person and that person, it don't even matter. It's the favor that's on your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Favor is way better than all the other stuff that we have put priority into.
Right.
Sometimes we have those moments in life where we like, okay, now what?
Right.
But in this now what is that point of not stepping in, being afraid, or having limitations in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this regardless of what happened before.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this because it's in my heart. This didn't come from you. First off.
Yeah.
This was God ordained. Right?
Yeah.
So it has to come. It has to come out of you, because this is the instrument that God's going to use to get the glory out of your life.
Yeah. It's a gift.
It definitely is a gift.
Yeah.
And when we don't use our gifts, of course, he could take this away from us. But this is the thing that's going to sustain you.
Yeah.
And bring you overflow. See, I didn't know how this conversation was going. I never do.
Yeah, well, I just sit
on the couch and God shows up. However he does. I told you that.
Yes.
However he does, that's hey, he's God. What am I supposed to do?
Right.
So shout out to everybody that's on. I appreciate you guys. Share. The infamous Pam English is in the building.
Hey, Pam.
TT is in the building.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you guys are in. Again, we have no idea the story of your life. I told you that you might get a conversation from some people who know you as the drummer, but the way God does it here is definitely you're going to see more intimate moments about you that most people will never get.
Yeah.
They will never get. So we know you as the drummer. We know that you have faced adversity. I like the fact that you was not afraid to start in a new path. Guess what? Some of us have been gifted to break barriers, to not only do that, but we have to be trendsetters.
Yeah.
It's not easy being the first.
Right. Absolutely.
It's not easy being the first.
Absolutely.
Most of us, we always had this stereo thing that Oh, you black and you go to a white school.
Yeah.
Oh, now you sound white. What
Right.
is that?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
You sound crazy.
Yeah.
Or here's another opportunity to shine in a place that it might not be a whole bunch of us. I
Right.
told this to Rodney Page of I've never seen a black guy in an orchestra playing the violin. What
Right.
did I always see? A white lady
Mm-hmm.
playing the violin.
Yeah. Yep.
So for him to exceed and do it well in
Yeah.
where he is,
Yep.
guess what? Not only has two sons that play the violin.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
We got to see it sometimes to achieve it, as well as sometimes to inspire who's behind us.
Yeah.
We don't know everybody's story, but when you find out, ooh,
Right. Yeah.
it is a story to tell.
For sure. For sure.
So how would we have known that you was the only child?
Mm-hmm.
How would we have known that your village was really your cousins
Mm-hmm.
being raised as siblings?
Yeah.
Who would have known that? Who would have known that who you trusted at one moment in your life end up leaving for a better opportunity, not being mad at him.
Right.
But guess what? He had to move in order for this person to show up and
Yeah.
give you what you really needed.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to minister, but that's how it happens.
I mean, that's
So-
really my story, is I look back on it, and I just be like, wow, first of all, God, you're amazing. And, definitely I try to use my story as a way to uplift, because my path, things wasn't done the normal way in the sense, it's just, it is what it is, but yet I still managed to accomplish some things I could have never thought would be possible, and so going back to when you're talking about just being humble, having that humility, that means a lot to me to have that, because you never know who's watching, and the thing is, again, when it comes to the things that's said about me, reputation, everything, the things to the people that matter,
Yeah.
I want my name to be good in the land.
So, Lady Easley, Marshanta Easley, just commented and said, we grew up in the same church.
Marshanta?
Yes.
Yes, we did. So that church where I said I had to sit on the front row.
Yes.
Air drumming. That's the church. Shout out to New Christ Temple.
So, yeah, again, here's a proven point.
Wow.
How would I have known that?
Yeah.
And this woman can sing. Listen.
Yes. Oh. And she was like that since she was a kid. Like, she was
always... please don't. Because when I tell you, that woman teared me up every week. Okay. Yeah. I can't even sing because I'm like, what's she about to do now?
Yeah.
And literally, that's how I be.
Her family is talented. Her brother is like an amazing organist, piano player, Michael. Like, yeah.
So yeah, again, you never know who knows who. So shout out to Marshanta.
Yeah.
Hush up, girl. So getting back to your humbleness, even the fact that, after your performance, you came in and you was with the people. Yeah. I love that your whole band went and was open for people to, get your kudos, take pictures, however people wanted to express their love for you was amazing. I have known and been in places where they don't do that.
Right.
They don't do that.
For sure.
And the fact that you guys showed your passion and your love for what you do.
Yeah.
You guys were smiling. It wasn't nothing forced. Like, you have to you have to know. You guys were having fun on every song.
Yes.
It was to the point where we like, should we not? Should we dance? Should we I don't know. Like, my emotions was everywhere because I had never experienced that per se on a level that was so personal.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, even shout outs to Demetrius' neighbor of actually saying this was an intimate evening
Yeah.
with,
Mm-hmm.
because it was just that.
Yes.
Um, Going back to your story, I'm getting so excited now, for real, for real. The importance of being versatile.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start off. You already mentioned it, of stepping out of the comfort zone and going somewhere where nobody else is there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure it's the same thing of being in the music world, of not just being a R&B drummer,
Mm-hmm.
not just being a jazz drummer,
Yeah.
but these important aspects of your life
Yeah.
basically gives you the opportunity to get calls from any and everybody, because you're not just boxed in. So
Exactly.
let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I I wanted to I wanted to be someone who was a unicorn in the sense that I wanted to authentically play each style because for I love music first and foremost, right?
Mhm.
And every genre has its own thing. And
Okay.
so it was just really just one of those things of just wanting to make sure that there was no style that I couldn't play. Just because again, you just get more opportunities that way. That's really what it boiled down to. I didn't want to limit myself on opportunities, and again, and to gain new experiences, like I say, not be in the box, you know. And so that's basically what it boiled down to, you know. Just wanted to just have the ability to adapt to any kind of musical situation. Yeah.
So we stated also, your gift will make room for you.
Hmm.
Just in some of your pictures and your posts, you have been around the world with
Yeah.
this gift. Did
Yeah.
you think or imagine that your gift would do that for you?
No, I hoped. I I was like as a kid, I would if I was watching, a concert video or even going to a concert and seeing, the drummer on stage and like hope I can get to do that one day. But yeah, it still is like it's mind boggling to when I'll be on stage and I'm looking, I'm like, man, this is really happening, you know. So I'm really thankful, to have those kind of experiences, you
So
know.
I'm going to ask this as a fan.
Hmm.
If you had the opportunity to play for, play with someone dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh, wow. That is a that's tough in the sense that obviously there's so many. I okay, I'm just it's more than one, so I'm just gonna name a few. Okay. Of course Prince,
Mm-hmm.
of course Michael Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
um, Stevie Wonder.
Mm.
I actually auditioned for the Stevie gig. I didn't get it because I think he was kind of in between drummers or whatever. The drummer that he had, I think, was potentially going to do another major tour
Okay.
with other artists.
Okay.
An amazing drummer too. And at the time, a friend of mine, trumpet player, was playing in Stevie's band, and so he kind of gave Stevie's music director Nate Watts my name. So I did send in an audition thing, but I think either they went with somebody else or the drummer came back or something like that. So I didn't get a chance to play with Stevie, but that would have been amazing. But also too, so now here's a little bit of my versatile side. I've always wanted to work with like a John Mayer or even Sting.
Ooh, that would have been
Right.
nice.
I'm a fan of Sting as well. You know, like again his style of writing and his music and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I became a real big fan
I
of his.
think because even though I was born in the late 70s,
Yeah,
I'm an 80s baby,
yeah,
right? So my dad really loved Phil Collins.
yeah,
So that right there,
yeah, 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 yeah.
ooh, I
Sure.
didn't know. I never really knew as far as the whole black and white thing or
Yeah.
whatever. I didn't really pay attention to that. I just love music.
Yes.
And I didn't care. It was,
Right.
dad was Phil Collins. He was jazz as far as Kenny G and
Yeah.
Najee.
Yeah.
Um, my mom was pop and gospel. So
Yeah.
it was like everything except rap. My mom was not playing that.
Gotcha. Yep.
Everything else, was sensible music they played. So it
Yeah.
was like, okay, I like it because, it's a feel to it. It's
Yeah.
it makes you dance, it makes you think of love, it makes you
Mm-hmm.
think of the sense of the village.
Yeah.
And so different artists were like that. So again, Michael Jackson is easy. I can see that.
Yeah.
Prince,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course. I mean, do you have to?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Right.
Um, those
I'm my
are
iPad.
awesome.
I'm just
Sting,
looking at
yes,
the.
Sting. I want to say, who was it? I could even see like Bon Jovi.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, again, just wanting to be versatile. Now I'm gonna throw some gospel in there, just
Okay.
in case, because I'm a church boy too, and I don't want nobody think, oh, he ain't about the Lord and. But definitely Fred. It was a big influence for me. Um, the Winans, like I said, especially Marvin Winans, like he's actually like one of my favorite singers. Like
Okay.
this, just his ability to tell a story when he
Tell it.
sings.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He was one. Um, Kirk Franklin was another one for me as well. Somebody, especially as a kid, like I remember going to major concert with Kirk Franklin, Fred Hammond, and Yolanda Adams. They did a tour together, and my family and all of us, a bunch of us, we went to go see them when they was at the Fox. It was a big tour, and I can just remember just sitting there, and it was so cool because they had like a joint band, and so it was the two drummers on the stage
Mm.
together. It was like so cool. I was like, man, I wish I could be up there with them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but like I say, it's just hard to just name one or two artists. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's so many.
So we about to get into what you have played on. Also, I want to put out. I did just see a promo of the next Kirk Franklin tour, and
Ah,
it's Kirk, the Clark sisters, and I did see Fred Hammond, and I'm
oh,
trying to
okay.
yeah,
Wow,
I'm trying to think of who the other person was, but yeah, that's gonna be a nice one.
wow, yeah, that is,
So
yeah.
everyone, thank you again for joining in and chiming in. Let me know that you guys are here. I appreciate it. Of course, like, share, and subscribe. So we're gonna get into some of Mr. Winn's music.
Uh-oh,
He was featured on.
sure.
Is you ready?
Let me see who can I play first. Okay, so I obviously play drums for Demetrius, and I love, like, not to be biased because he's like my big brother, but I just love his writing. Excuse me, my iPad keeps slipping off the stand. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know why it's doing that. You can hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Um, so I'm trying to think of. Okay, so I always play this song because it's one of my favorites, but it's a song called "Pleasure Trip" um, that I played on with him, and it was back in 2014. This album was called "A Journey Within Part 2." And
Okay.
so, like I say, I just love the writing on it, the arrangement, and everything. Beautiful melody, and my approach had to be a little different in the sense. So This is Pleasure Trip, so I'll play a little bit of that. Yeah. So pleasure, pleasure trip.
Mm.
Yeah. I, 'cause I don't know, like I say, play the whole song. You know, some people attention span be kind of.
Right.
So
So I have two words that you can combine to kind of sum up our conversation of the importance of uplifting and empowerment. Of course, the music was dope as usual. Was I
yeah.
surprised? Of course not. If I was, you wouldn't be here. Trust me. Um, Uplifting and empowerment, and then we're gonna go into what's a balanced life for you.
Mm.
And then I'm gonna let you go because I know you got other stuff to do. So let's go with what does uplift and empowerment mean to you?
That's a great question. Honestly, just speaking for myself, just being someone who's encouraging, someone who supports, being someone who gives and not expect for anything in return, and someone who doesn't mind letting someone else shine, letting someone else go forth. You know, being a team player. You know what I'm saying? Um, Also, just being someone who's just about being positive, someone who's about displaying um, that love and everything. So that's kind of how I see it.
Which is good. Again, when we find out, I'm gonna preach this one day.
Uh-oh.
You got to understand that you are a mutant, right?
Mm.
We have been taught that the word mutant is bad, but it's not. That we're different. We're peculiar people, right?
Sure.
So, going back into the story, when y'all have chance, go back and watch some X-Men movies or the cartoon. You'll understand why you are a mutant. And it's okay to be one. Yeah, one day I'm gonna preach that. But anyway, What is a balanced life for you?
Good question. Honestly, not too much of just being able to just sit and chill, watch a movie or watch some football or basketball, or be with my daughter, you know, be or being with my family in general, I have to admit that I'm still learning to um really I need to do better. I do need to do better with self-care.
Okay.
I do need to do better with that because I'm so constantly on the mindset of I gotta grind, I gotta hustle, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You know, so the idea of sitting and being still, still learning that, or even if it's just to take a couple of days and do a little getaway or something of that nature, turning my phone off. Um, I'm still learning to do that because I'm still constantly like, okay, what's next? Well, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. So I need to improve on self care for sure. But other than that, honestly, it doesn't take much for me to be happy, um, to be in the state of just being relaxed and being calm. It doesn't take much, but I I could do better at self care.
And the good thing about that is that
Yeah.
Because we are so used to being on the go that we
Yeah.
don't take time for us.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of times in this world, we give so much energy out.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
like an X-Men, you're giving out and you don't take time to get replenished.
Yeah.
That includes eating right. Come on, somebody.
Which I've made that change.
Eating right,
Health.
and drinking more water.
Yes. Yeah.
All of these, we would say simple, but it's not simple, especially when you've had this bad habit for so long.
Yeah.
If it's rest, getting sleep.
Yes.
People don't understand when I get done from work, because it is taking a lot out of me.
Yes.
Naps is essential.
Yeah.
I go home and take a nap every day.
That's what's up. Yeah.
And then I get to do whatever in the evening that I'm scheduled to do.
Yeah.
Whether it's homework, whether it's reading, whether it's being on here.
Yeah.
I have to, because again, this is still pouring out of me.
Yeah.
I can't give what I don't have.
Exactly.
Come on, somebody.
For sure.
So again, I'm glad that you understand that. So before we get into the church announcement again, I want to say thank you for taking the opportunity to come on the show. Again, you are in great hands. I said good hands. Some people are afraid to have conversations. I don't do interviews. That's a whole different ball game. But this is a conversation of us learning one another, getting your story out for people to understand who you are, and to also tap in and to encourage you, also, and to support you.
Yeah.
So in this part right here, come on, Subway God, this is your opportunity to be supportive in what we do. So, my first book that came out was the Blueprint God's Design. It is currently on Amazon.
Nice.
I'm proud of my baby. God had to literally sit me down and do a reset.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do that. We don't want to waste time. We don't want to waste money. We don't want to waste things that we could change right now.
Right.
So it is important to reset. Go back to the beginning.
He gave the world back 4 years ago. Did we not have a reset thing?
I'm just saying, everybody had a reset. And sometimes you have to do it often. Sometimes your computer started messing up. You like, okay, reboot.
Yeah.
You got to do a hard reset. It's okay.
Yep.
Did nothing hurt it. You just reset.
Yep. It is.
And then we can go forward in the right direction.
Yeah.
So again, that book is on Amazon right now. My baby that just came out a week ago. Oh my God. Can prayer change things? Now I will have to explain. It's not your religious book. Okay? It's not. I want you to read it.
Yeah.
And I want you to ask the question, can prayer change things? I want you to answer it. So it's the first book out of 3.
Okay.
It's a series. So again, I'm so proud of this baby that thank you. It was from start to finish, me and God. And so I'm appreciative again. That is the Amazon code. You can put the book name in, you can put my name in, and it's gonna come right up.
That's what's up.
If you want to continue to see this broadcast, this platform, to get to the goal of being at TV Land. So I think maybe God got some other thing. But however, you can donate at the Cash App at Sunshine Kamilah, KAMILAH. I thank you in advance. This conversation was brought to you by my dude named Demetrius.
He just got on.
Yes.
What's up, big bro?
This conversation has been brought to you by Blacktop Streetball Association, ETSBA.com. I know you know who N1 is, right?
Oh, yeah.
So main event, this is his baby. So they're planning to come back out.
Wow.
Just like they did before, but now as owners. And they're going to restart it all over again. As I said, reboot it, learn the lessons, and restart it. Now, this time, the culture will be in your own hands and not somebody else's. So, again, yes, main event and I are like this.
Wow. Yeah, that was something. Boy.
So, we're going to start it over.
Woo.
Yes. So, if you have people that you want to see on here, that I haven't had already, or you want to see them again, you can inbox me on Sunshine Kamilah on Facebook, inbox me on IG, Sunshine Kamilah, or Keeping It Real Conversations, or you can email me. I am a team of 1 for now, and I did say for now. So you will definitely be talking straight to me. Again, I appreciate you for coming through. Again, you did an amazing job last weekend. I was so in awe and impressed with every member of the band. Remind me afterwards, I got to get the saxophone player information.
Yeah, sure.
Robert Skinner is coming.
That was the day before my birthday too, that night.
Yes.
Shout out to everyone. Wish me a happy birthday. Thank you again. Thank you.
Absolutely. Robert Skinner is coming.
Nice.
The infamous Myron Bell is coming.
Yes.
Isis is coming. Come on now.
Fam.
The whole fam. I'm trying to tell you. So I thank again for the 6 degrees of separation. You're literally Wally just popped in. Come on, main event. I talked them up.
Yo, salute. Yeah.
So again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over again since I started this show in 2020. Again, the most important thing is the village.
Yes.
I can't.
Absolutely.
Nate can't. None of us can do what we can do without you and your support.
Yes.
Also, be humble. Stay humble.
Yes.
Always be nice, because you don't know how favor is going to show up.
That's a word.
That's a word. Listen, that's a word right there.
Word.
I think I'm going to preach that one too. Again, the books are out on Amazon. Please support. I thank you. Nate, you have the last words. What do you got to say, sir?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and shout out to you for, again, your intentions when it comes to us as Black men to show us in a positive light. Thank you for that. And I just pray all the best, as you move forward in your endeavors, that the favor of God is with you always. And shout out to everybody who tuned in. Again, thank you for having me, all the love. Thank you.
Absolutely. It couldn't have been nothing better. There's nothing scripted here. When I get on this couch, God takes over and that's it. However he wants to minister, it is not about me. Mm-hmm. It's not even about you. It's right. The fact that somebody gets to hear a positive story. Sure. That no matter where you come from, no matter if you're in there by yourself, just know you're not by yourself.
Yes.
You have all of us to root you on to finish
Yeah.
what you started.
Yeah.
I do want to say this, and I'm gonna try not to cry about it.
Uh-oh.
I just started school over.
Okay.
I am in the process of finishing something I started 20-something years ago.
Really?
At 46, I am an enrolled student at Henry Ford College, majoring in theater.
Okay.
So they gave me a date of when I will walk across the stage.
Okay.
February 16th, 2026.
That's what's up.
So my eyes are set on that.
Yes.
I want to tell y'all, it doesn't matter what happened in your life. It doesn't matter if you started, if you finished, whatever. Don't have any excuses. Don't leave nothing on the table. Go back and finish.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm in classes with people who 20-something years old. I'm the oldest in the class.
Yeah.
They got 3 kids and they're still getting it done.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself.
Okay, so I gotta put this out there.
I'm listening.
So undergrad, I told you I went to Wayne State University, right? I too had to go back and finish my degree. I was out of school for some years. I didn't go back to school until I was the age 29 and graduated 2 years later on my birthday. But it doesn't stop there, because at the time when I went back to school, that's when I was afforded the opportunity to receive a scholarship and get my master's at Berklee College of Music. Not the years before that. If I would have finished school in my early years, which would have been amazing, I wouldn't have been in the position I am in now. So to hear your story of you enrolling and finishing your race, all the best to you, because you know what? That's what happened with me.
See, did you know? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is literally God ordained. I promise you. It is so divine. I didn't know that. So even hearing your story also helps to encourage me. Yes. Sometimes the encourager needs the encouragement. Okay.
Yep.
That's why I have the village. Come on.
You grow for real. You got life, your responsibilities for real. And so it's not easy. You know, I was a newlywed when I went back to school to finish. Our daughter was born while I was in grad school. And on top of that, our daughter was born while I was out the country. So with God before you, nothing can come against you.
You're going to make me jump off this couch and run around this room. Come on now.
February of 2026, you're going to walk across it. And then too, the feeling that you're going to have of, man, I finished this race. There's nothing like it. So again, all the best to you on that. Keep on, because I was that person too, who was on the older side of the students. But I had to go. I think in my situation, going back to school when I did made me more focused. You know, because I wasn't about the games. I wasn't young and just trying to be out there. No, it was like, no, I got to focus. I got to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? The mindset was different. So I think for me, it kind of helped me, you know, because it's like, I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to be playing.
No. It's called, since I'm taking 4 classes probably every semester, which is not easy in itself. No. Because what y'all don't know is for every class, you're supposed to give at least 3 to 5 hours daily to that class.
Yeah.
I have a whole full-time job. I have this. I have other ministry duties. I have all of these different things that I have to understand, time management. I have to understand, study, and all of these different things, which is funny because even in this was already what I was doing.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's going to be an official thing to, walk around with your planner, at least two planners, one at home, one at where, and on my phone. So again, I'm excited because when I tell you I'm about to knock this out of the park, it's not about me. I want the people to understand if I can do it.
Yes.
So can you.
Absolutely.
I'm not sunshine for no reason.
Absolutely.
If you can conquer the things that I've conquered and survived, so can you. You have no excuse whatsoever. And I am bold to say, if it wasn't for God, I don't know where I would be.
Mm-hmm.
So if God can do all this, and I ain't seen even the tip of the iceberg.
I can't wait to see that graduation post.
Listen.
I'm
gonna have a whole party. I'm probably gonna hire Demetrius and y'all to just listen. We gigging all night long. I don't know how long and how much y'all gonna charge me, but I'm already putting it in the atmosphere, okay?
Start setting aside the money now.
What? You better say it. I'm gonna have it all. The ice sculptures and everything. I'm gonna have a fireworks show and everything. Come on now.
Why not?
Why not? All right, so we had a good time tonight. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Support this man. Find him on social media. What is your handle?
So Instagram NDW3 on Instagram, and then just Nate Winn, WINN, not WY, WINN on Facebook.
Let me put this up there real quick. IG, it was what?
NDW3. Pretty much it's just my initials, Nathaniel Dardell Winn. So NDW3.
Oh, you done told the whole government, Lord Jesus.
Hey, why run from it? It's my name. So, and then Facebook is just my name, Nate Winn. Yes.
All right. So again, thank you guys. I will be back on Tuesday with a new couple. Husband and wife that's kicking butt in reality TV shows. They're the Threats. So they will be here on Tuesday. Thursday, Minister Eric Bell, who is also a musician here, will be on here. And then the following week, when I tell y'all better hold on to your hats. If you got wigs on, you better pin them down. We got bass player Robert Skinner.
Yeah. Shout out to
Myron Bell.
Me, Robert, Demetrius, we hitting the road Sunday night, actually. We'll be in Pittsburgh.
Well, we pray blessings on you guys. We pray and we send legions of angels right now to protect y'all. I want God to just blow y'all mind. How about whatever the contract is, let them give y'all double. Let them listen. We can command, we can ask for these things. You said we don't have it because we didn't ask for it. Right. So we asking God, blow their mind.
Listen, I receive it.
Blow their mind. Give them something new. The gifting that you have given all of us is for your kingdom. So we know that they can be trusted with what you're going to give to them, and a new audience, and new followers, and new people to invest in them and into their visions. That every household be blessed, overflowing, so they can also be paymasters and write their own visions and new projects. And God, just do it. Just
yes,
do it, fix it, give them witty ideas, all of these wonderful things. God, I just love you. I just love you. So we just gonna seal this with the blood of Jesus. God, do what you do best.
Yes.
Protect us from things we cannot see. And just continue to make ways for them.
Yes.
Let their names be spoken in rooms that we know not of. Let their names be given to Hollywood, Tamara Hall, and Oprah, and they want their music to be in sound. Yes, God, in soundtracks, God, in movies, and all of these wonderful things. We're not in a place of being limited. God, we just thank you, and I want to hear the testimonies of
Yeah.
what you're about to do through them, for them, and for all of us.
Yeah.
In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So I will bid you adieu. I'm gonna send you the link to this so you can do whatever you want to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate you guys again. We believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny, proven over and over again since I started this show 4 years ago. So again, man, I'm speechless. So again, I'll see you guys on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace.
Peace.